Welcome, Bow Betters. Welcome to Bow Better, my bets and predictions for UFC Fight Night Kape versus Almabayez. Sorry about that, but welcome, Bow Betters. Well, we've been on a little bit of a win streak. If you followed this channel and liked and subscribed, get notifications, listen to these lives, you would have gotten some good picks, some poor predictions on my part. I had Allen as well as Cejudo possibly winning their particular bouts, and then I said to stay away from both Minifield and who else did I say to stay away from the last fight here? Come on, people. Welcome, Bow Betters. Yeah, I said to stay away from Odysseus Bukauskas, and I was way off on that. But besides that, I had predicted Rubizov to get the KO. I did bet that. I didn't have a dog in the fight between Vanderhoff and Mikunev, or whatever his name is. But I would have went with Paige Van husband on that. But no need. We had Ricky Simone. We covered all our bets. It was the play that evening for me. So I have another dog here. I have another good dog. It's going to be down in the card. It's not right away, but welcome, Bow Betters. Okay. I would have. Good. We are live. Welcome, Bow Betters. We're going to blaze through this, guys. We're going to blaze through this. What a card. I think this is a fantastic 2 weeks in a row. We have slamming cards here. Slamming cards with some good fights, good fight lines. Not the best dogs as last week, or not as tight lines, but still good lines nonetheless. So let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. The first fight, I can't believe that we are being gifted. Welcome, Bout Betters. Like, this is a good fight to start off the card. Johnson's versus Tamirov. At even money, it's a coin flip. This is an easy decision for me. Tamirov has one fight in the UFC. It is against somebody that, CJ Vergara, who's got a little more experience than him. He starts them in the first round. But Johnson, man, has all the accolades physically, mentally. Man, he gasses, though. I don't know what it is. Probably he's probably one of those dudes that's fabulous in the gym. Just stupendous in the gym. His pedigree has got to be higher than Tamirov's. It's just something's missing there that doesn't. Johnson should be a far favorite in this bout. He's got a lot more experience, facing a hell of a lot better competition. At even money, I think it's jump on Johnson now. I think he's going to become a greater favorite. Eventually, he's going to excel into a far favorite. I know that Tamirov is a beast. Johnson does get hit. His defense is poor. But if he could just figure out all his tools and get his wrestling in better play, stop getting people or having to fight from behind, he should just take this outright. But easy play for me. But more experience fighter. Tamirov is going to be in the big lights again, although this is in Vegas, right? I think we're in the Apex. I should know this before we get on here. But I'm with Johnson all the way on this, but I'm not at the betting gate. I'm not putting money on a ticket at this time. But next fight, we're going to go fast here. This is the first time I've actually seen Carolina. I was about to call her what she wasn't. I was about to mix in Montana De La Rosa and my girl Luana Carolina. This is the first time I've seen Luana Carolina as a favorite. Luana Carolina wins ugly. She is not doesn't blow your socks off, right? She's not very good striker, but yet she wins. She's not very good grappler at all. Horrible grappler. But she just seems to pull off. 11-4 is her record against Montana De La Rosa's 13-9. Carolina's just busier on the strikes, just a better striker overall. And Montana De La Rosa's grappling is just not all that. At 33% takedown accuracy. Her takedown defense is only 68%, where Carolina's 74%. With the reach advantage, it isn't that significant in 1 inch, but Carolina fights really long. She's really good at that, but her defense, as we saw with Molly McCann, her defense is horrendous, but De La Rosa isn't going to pressure her. I just don't like that Carolina number, right, where it's at right now, at minus 148. I don't want to chase Carolina at that number. That's why I'm staying away. I'm staying away from it even as a parlay, but I'm confident. I'm confident in my prediction, right? I'm not going to place a bet on it. And we're going to talk about this, the difference maybe later on as we're doing this review here. But my prediction is that Carolina takes this by decision. She's going to outclass De La Rosa, stay at distance, avoid the takedowns, and do what she normally does. Strike ugly, maybe even take down ugly, get up ugly. It's just ugly the way Luana Carolina wins, but she wins. So I'm going to I'm sorry. I'm going to predict Luana Carolina taking this. But if you're on her side as from a betting standpoint, jump on it now before the number might get out of hand. But I don't even want to chase it even at this number -148. That isn't going to do it for me. I just can't bring myself there. Even though Luana Carolina has been one of my main money makers, she's made me some good money, and I've been happy with that in her, despite her abilities. Despite her abilities, she's made me money. So I'm going to favor her again, but I'm not at the gate with my money yet. I'm clutching on those still for the moment. We're going to blast through these people. I'm telling you, Silva, Almeida. Man, I don't really have a dog in the fight here. I didn't really do too much investigation on him. I'm going to stay away. I don't think Danny Silva is worth the -218 against Almeida, right? We have two guys that are not proven, right, at all. Where's my, are not proven at all. I'm not stoked on either of these guys. I'm going to stay away from it, right? There's enough already on here. I'd rather put some money on Charles Johnson at that even money, or money on Luana Carolina than either of these guys. Guys, we have to pick and choose our spots. We have limited income. We cannot. I get it. If you have a limited income, you have a lot of income. Great. I used to bet every single fight. Something I would bet on. I don't do that any longer. My bets are a lot limited. Has it helped me to an extent? It has. I'm not as stretched. I'm managing my money better, and I'm still down for not for this year. I'm up this year, guys, but we're only in friggin' February. So to say, oh, I'm up and down, I think that's ridiculous right now. And really, what matters is your long-term history. In long-term history, I'm still a loser, and that's full disclosure about it. But both these guys, right? Like Lucas Almeida has a win against Kumba. He's lost to Andre Fili. He's lost to Sabatini. He's got a win versus Trizano and a loss to Zellhuber, where I like Danny Silva's win against Cuibao and his win against Pacheco, but his win against Cuibao, I mean, that's a good win for Silva, but at that number, am I willing to bet on Silva? No. I'm staying away from this just because I think there are other areas where we could potentially make some money, but I'm staying away from this particular bout. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I strongly favor Danny Silva in this just from level of competition, even though he has a little bit less experience, but I still favor him. Next bout, Andrea Lee versus JJ Aldrich. And my guys know that I know what women's MMA. And what I would say here is that Andrea Lee it reminds me a lot of my girl, Angela Hill. Like, just has lost so many close fights. And she's better on the feet than JJ Aldrich. JJ Aldrich is horrible on her feet, just horrible. Like, Andrea Lee, 4.7 strikes, lands 1 strike more per minute. Her accuracy isn't fantastic. She absorbs fewer strikes and has a little bit better defense, but overall on the feet, she's just far superior. Her takedown defense is abysmal, but JJ Aldrich's takedown accuracy is abysmal too at 23%. I gotta go. It's easy for me. I'm at the gate with Andrea Lee at that +170, and I'm going to do it sooner rather than later. I think the time to strike is now. Andrea Lee is going to take this by decision or even finish JJ Aldrich. I know JJ Aldrich is tough, right? They're both coming off of losses. Angela Lee against Montana De La Rosa, a loss. The loss to Hardy, JJ Aldrich, is nothing sad. I mean, Hardy's good, but not that good. She's beat De La Rosa. Yeah, we're not doing MMA math here, but Angela Lee has lost to Miranda Maverick. She lost to Silva. She's lost to Macy Barber. She lost to Arahu, all top-level competition. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's amazing she's still in the UFC, but I still think she can beat Aldrich, who's lost, has only won 2 of her last 5 as well. She lost to Hardy. She beat De La Rosa. She beat Na. She lost to De Silva and lost to Blanchfield, right? Which is not no slouch, right? Both of these women, similar caliber fighters. I'm just taking Lee, just having the better stand-up game, being a dog. I think it should be a 50-50 match. And what do we do when it's a 50-50 match? If we're getting plus money on one or the other, when you think it should be even money, I jump on the underdog. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump on Lee to take this via decision, and I'm going to actually place this as one of my official bets. Next fight, man, Castaneda. Oh, I can't. Let me move myself here. We're blasting through these, people. We're blasting through these. Welcome, Bout Better. I don't know if anybody's going to join the stream late, but that's okay. This is another. Man, do they think basically Douglas Silva de Andre is his career just over? Right? Are they, lost to Johns? He beat Cody Stanman, lost to Murgomedov. He beat Mozarov. He beat Perello. Where John Castaneda has lost to Marcos. He beat Kang. Gafour lost to Santos, and he beat Johns. Right? So, again, another one of those MMA bet math, shared opponent. But, and we see that Douglas Silva de Andre has lost to, somebody that Castaneda's beat. I want to bet against Douglas, or with Douglas Silva de Andrade, but I just can't. He's not as active. He's not accurate with the strikes. Man, Castaneda absorbs a lot of strikes. Castaneda, though, is a better grappler, but not by much. Both these guys they're just not exceptional anywhere. Again, it's one of those issues where I'm going to avoid this area. I'm not going to go here. I think I got the wrong picture of the guy here, but that's what was in the UFC here, or at least online. But I'm going to avoid this fight. I'm going to say pass here. I'm not even going to go dog or pass. I'm just going to say pass. Again, we have better options already through the card that we could gamble with. Next fight, another one where is Ramos washed? I understand why Mariscal is here, right? Mariscal trains with Justin Gaethje. He's just one of Justin Gaethje's boy. He's up there at elevation, right? But Chip is minus 500. He doesn't deserve that minus 500 mark. That minus 500 means that you're going to finish. I think he can finish Ramos, because Ramos, if he doesn't hurt you soon, he does quit, and Chepe isn't going to get hurt. Chepe isn't going to get hurt. I think Chepe is going to run away with this. I don't know if he's going to finish Ramos. I think he can. If this, I think he can, but he's not going to do it soon, very early. It's going to be late in the second round or early in the third round, but I think he gets the finish. I think he gets the TKO via ground and pound. Ramos, if Ramos doesn't catch Chepe, and even if he does, Chepe's chin might hold up. Chepe is a beast, and that's why he's minus 500. I don't think he deserves that number. I'm not on Mariscal. Do not parlay these people. Guys, I get it. I got Minifield wrong. He was whatever. You should have live bet Minifield. And that's what my boys said. Live bet Minifield, when he dropped to like plus 300 or whatever, you should have bet live bet. I didn't think he deserved that win, though. So I wouldn't have live bet and didn't. So this is an instance where I think Ramos is just, man, he's not good against very many people. He's chinny. He quits. Doesn't have great jiu-jitsu. Doesn't have great striking. Always gets hit. And I think Mariscal is going to get the finish here. I don't think we're going to get a good number on that finish. But if it's in plus money, plus 150 area for the finish, I'd take it all day. But I'm going to get gander that it's going to be in that minus 170, even though he isn't a prolific finisher. I think he can indeed finish Ramos. But my prediction is Mariscal to take this easily running away by a potential decision, by a finish. So another fight where I have no dog in the fight here. Barlow and Patterson. Didn't watch as much footage as I should have for this particular matchup here. Again, we when we see other opportunities to make money, why are we chasing Danny Barlow at minus 298? Why are we even going to parlay him? Why are we putting going for Patterson as a dog at plus 240 when we have a potential other dog that's coming up here that's in a big number as well that people might not follow me on, but that's okay. You do what you do. Please just be responsible. Stay within your limits. Understand that what all the information that we were getting from people is just speculation, and you're doing the same kind of speculation that anybody else is on here on YouTube. You're looking at statistics, you're looking at film, and you're making your own best decisions. And my best decision here is to stay away from this particular bout because there's no value. There's, again, I don't have a dog in the fight. Oh man, this one is a tough one. This fight here between Haider Emil and William Gomes. Gomes is I get it, really talented, but this guy Haider Emil is a beast, man. I mean, I think it should be a dog or pass. It's one of those instances again where it should be sort of even money line. You're not getting even money line. Haider Emil is that guy. I mean, he's really tough. He is a finisher himself, right? Gomes is like just a great athlete, right? He beat Jonathan Brito, win against Marshall, Aarons, where Haider Emil has beat Lee Garcia. Wow, man. Yeah, Fernie Garcia. It's just his Haider Emil's, his competition. Both these guys haven't faced just tremendous competition. And William Gomes with that 3-inch reach advantage, he's 7 years younger, right? He absorbs less strikes. He doesn't land. Haider Emil's got the man, just lands a lot more, right? But Gomes has got great striking defense. The grappling's pretty much a wash here. I can't get myself to go to Haider Emil, but he could finish Gomes. It's basically Emil getting a TKO or bust, and it's got to happen soon. Otherwise, I think Gomes is going to ease himself into a decision, but it's another one of those bouts where I don't really have a fighter, dog in the fight, and I just can't trust Emil. I just don't think he's good enough overall to take out Gomes, and I favor Gomes slightly, but I'm rooting for Emil. I'm predicting Gomes, but I'll let you know if my mind changes on Kadar because he's a tough guy. He's definitely got that finishing power. It's there all the time, but I just don't think he's got the speed. I don't think he's got the striking defense and the patience or just the fight IQ to take out Gomes. So I'm going to stay away from that particular bout as well. Next fight. Oh, man. Lane versus Pinto. Heavyweights. Pinto is a newcomer. I did see some video on Pinto. I mean, you can make the argument. All right, here we go. You can make the argument that Austin Lane is just an athlete. Football player. Was he on? No, he was on Dana White Contender Series. I don't think he was. Or was he on Ultimate Fighter? I think he was on the Ultimate Fighter. He's been winning ugly. He's got some. I wouldn't say great wins in so far in the UFC, but he's got all the experience in the UFC. Why am I taking this guy Mario Pinto? He's never been to the big game, right? He's never been there in the octagon. He was in Dana White's Contender Series, and he did get a knockout the first round, right? But Austin Lane is a tough guy, right? He's really tough. Man, look at the strikes landed per minute. Pinto is a big-time striker with 93% accuracy, and I think that's just because he's fought cans, right? Like, Lane's got the wrestling advantage here with two and with the UFC wrestling advantage, right? He's got 2 losses in his last 5 fights, right, against Diniz and Tafa. That loss to Tafa, which I guess it turned into a no contest. Did he beat Dustin Jacoby? No, he lost to Greg Hardy, which is not a good look in the Contender Series. No, Richard Jacoby he beat. He lost no contest to Justin Tafa. He lost via KO. Yeah, and he beat Robles Despagnon because he was able to wrestle him, right? I mean, I get it with this newcomer. I'd like to bet Lane, but I can't. Being a victim of those knockouts when he's basically fighting a knockout artist, I have to lean slightly on Mario Pinto to get the TKO, but not at minus 455, right? It's dog or pass, and I'm passing. I'm passing. I'm not here. And Mario Pinto, I don't know what they're going to give me the KO at, but I might look at the time prop. I might look if Austin Lane could just stay out of reach, stay out of distance, and get this to the second round, get this to the second round again, and get it on the ground, he could steal this. I'm just gonna stay away from it. I don't like this bout whatsoever. I think it should be Lane. It should be a closer line, but again, Pinto is a knockout artist. He's fighting Lane, who's chinny. I'm going to predict Pinto getting this in the first round. In the first round, but I'm not going to bet it. If I were to bet it, I'm going to take Pinto rounds 1 and 2 or Pinto by the TKO. But again, I'm not there yet, but I am predicting Pinto to actually get the knockout because Lane is just not as it just doesn't have that fight pedigree, right? He's an athlete, and Pinto's been beating people up and likes it. I'm going to take the killer over the athlete any day, so I'm taking Pinto here. But right now, I'm not at the ticket gate for any to place any money at this time. All right, man. Here we go. Here we go. I'm just all everything being said. Khamzat Chimaev is my dog of the week. That's my dog play of the week. The dude is just more seasoned. He's got a decent, I'm going to not say great, but he's got a decent fight IQ. He's fought the higher level of competition, even though Ribovics did defeat Zellhuber, which is a good win. He beat McKinney, which is a good win. He beat Kirk, right, which is a decent win. But you look at like Khamzat Chimaev, who I think is a TriStar guy, good coach. He got a decision against Jared Gordon. Well, it shouldn't have went that way, but to be able to stay up on the feet against Gordon and then outstrike him, even though it was close, is a big, big deal. He knocked out Jamie Malarkey. You know how hard that fucking thing is to accomplish in round 1? Because Jamie Malarkey has got a chin. I know Ribovics is the younger fighter. He's, seems to be a little bit more talented, but Khamzat beat John McDessie in a unanimous decision. He lost in a unanimous decision against King Green. He just wasn't himself in that fight. I don't know what was going on with that. He also lost a decision against Hooker. So 2 top guys. But Chimaev has faced the better level of competition. I think even though he doesn't have the speed, he has the better dirty boxing. He's better in the clinch. He doesn't really wrestle, but he's got this sort of odd, clinch punch sort of deal. So I'm leaning on Chimaev as my dog of the week. Yes, he's older. He's actually older by just 1 year. He's a southpaw, so he's difficult. He's got the reach, same height. He's got more fight time. He's not as busy as Ribovics, but it's still negligible. He absorbs a little bit more than Ribovics, but he's got better striking defense than Ribovics. Takedown defense, Chimaev stays on the feet where Ribovics can be taken down. Again, I like where Ribovics is coming. That win against Zellhuber and a win against McKinney is a big deal. But I have to go with Chimaev. I think this should be a coin flip. And again, when it's a coin flip, I'm going to take the dog. And I'm going to take Chimaev. He's been a moneymaker for me, decisionator, but a moneymaker me for quite some time. And he is going to be the official Bout Better dog of the week. Khamzat Chimaev at what are we getting for him? Plus 230 all day, every day. I'm on it. All right, next up. Oh, another bout here. Cody Brundage against Marquez. What's Marquez? Marquez? It was almost, I thought it was Martinez, but it is Marquez. What is it? The Cannonball? What's his nickname? The Atomic Bomb? What's his? The Atomic Bomb. Julian Marquez, the Bomb. Both these guys, freaking horrible fucking cardio. Like, just ridiculously bad cardio, ridiculously bad fight IQ, but Brundage is like round 1 or bust. Pure grappler against Marquez, who's got some striking. Marquez should be the favorite, and it is for a reason, a slight favorite. Brundage, I don't get why people would take him as their dog of the week or dog play. He's just not that good. He's not that good in his grappling. His jiu-jitsu's not that good. I don't care what his historic thing is with ADCC and his wrestling. No, I think Marquez can actually have better jiu-jitsu, and it's up to Marquez to not wrestle. Don't do what Brendan Allen did, especially when you're being effective on the feet. Marquez should just use his counter wrestling to push him off, keep Brundage away from him. He's going to knock Brundage out. All he's got to do is keep this on the feet, get past, it would conserve his energy in round one, and Marquez will get the TKO. We're not going to get a good number on it, but I'm going to go with Marquez. I'm not going to be at the gate with him getting that TKO unless they give me a decent plus number, which I don't think I may get. But my prediction, my pick, and my potential gambling play will be on Marquez. I'm not going to take Brundage at dog money. I don't think, a loss sends both these guys out. And even with the win, I don't think Brundage is going to be worthy of another fight. I don't know what they're probably just paying him 10-10 or 5-5 or something. And Marquez has had all the potential to be somebody in the UFC. What happens is a lot of these guys have that potential. They never live up to that potential. They become sort of the gym gods where they're fantastic in their little pond, don't excel, don't get better at their game, don't improve their game, and then fall on the wayside. And both these guys have done that. Brundage probably more so than Julian Marquez, but I'm on Julian Marquez to take this easily to knock out Cody Brundage. I don't think Brundage just really will have an answer to the striking that Marquez could bring, but Marquez is an idiot. Again, we're talking, fight IQ, and he just doesn't have it, right? He just doesn't have the fight IQ, which scares me. That's the only reason, and the cardio. But he should be able to keep this on the feet, even though his takedown defense is horrible, right? Like Brundage has got to get this down in the first round, or that's it. Right? I mean, he's lost to Bo Nickel. He's got win against Reed. He beat Malkoun, which is a big win, right? They share a common. Again, another Marquez has lost to Reese recently, where Brundage beat him. He lost to Barrial, but Barrial has good takedown defense and good striking. 3 straight losses for Julian Marquez, and I get that's why people will go to Cody Brundage, but this is a loser. Loser leaves, and I think that Julian Marquez has just got the better striking. If he could just keep this on the feet, and we saw that the way things can go in the UFC, maybe he just can't keep it on the feet. But I don't trust Cody Brundage's wrestling. If he does get a finish, it's got to be in the first round. But at that number at -142, I'm not going to take Julian Marquez. But we're going to see what we're offered for Julian Marquez's TKO line, and I might grab that depending on what it is. All right, guys, we're at the main event. Manel Kape versus Asu Almabayez. Man, Kape is a -205 favorite. I get it, right? Great takedown defense. This is going to be primarily a striking affair. And in that affair, Kape is more dynamic. Not the best defense, right? He's just more active than Almabayez. Like, we're looking at 5 strikes per minute as opposed to 2. Kape is equal. They both have equal striking accuracy. Kape absorbs more because he's one of those guys that can fight with his hands down. Takedown accuracy. Kape he's got some wrestling, but he's not going to use it. 77% takedown defense. He's going to keep this on the feet. And with that striking defense, I think he's going to keep Asu Almabayez at bay. Even though, look at Almabayez. He deserves this fight. 4 straight wins, right? Beat Nicolau, which is a huge win. He beat Johnson. He beat Vergara and Ode Osborne, right? Whereas Silva has he lost to Mokaev, which is a horrible loss. That Mokaev fought. And you see got Mokaev out of the UFC, even though he had no loss. He beat Dvorak, which is a big win. He beat Zimagulov, which is a big win as well. So this should be a little closer than what the line says. And I'm not there. It should be even money, and I'm not on Almabayez, but I'm tempted on Almabayez. I think Kape ekes out a decision in this, right? A striking decision, but I'm not there yet. I want to take Almabayez as a dog, but I'm just not there yet. Kape just moves really well. He's got the faster hands. He's got the finishing ability, but Almabayez is a tank. Right? He is a really tough guy. So my prediction is going to be Kape by decision. But I'm on the fence on that. And I'm almost willing as a value bet to get myself with betting Almabayez as an underdog. So if you've made it this far, you are a bout better. Please like and subscribe. Keep a heads up. Hit that notification bell for when I'll go live again, because I will give you my actual or formalized picks. I mean, in terms of bets, what I've mentioned in the stream, you could stick to. I will stick to. Unlike a lot of other people, I will do what I say, right? Ain't nothing to it but to do it, but to bet on it. Get to the gate, get that money, guys. So if you've made it this far, you are about better. I appreciate everybody or anybody that's come on the stream. Best of luck, best on your means.